because a lot of people want to jump into this thing and they haven't done their homework, right? And fear and greed are the two emotions that can bankrupt you. Fear and greed. Greed that you want all of it, and fear that you're going to miss out on something. And in between that, you haven't done any due diligence, any research. You have no knowledge on nothing. You just want to jump in because everybody else jumped in. That ain't the way to build or acquire anything for your future. You're gonna have to do some homework. You're gonna have to get some knowledge, some wisdom, some understanding about yourself. All right, so, okay, a couple things I want to talk about. I want to finish talking about what I was talking about this upcoming transit, because it's important for those who are interested and who understand that there's a transfer of wealth coming forth. I'm not talking about all of y'all who out here talking about, oh, it's just their matrix system. They're going to get you locked into the system. It's that, and you can't do that when everything collapses. It's not going to do you any good, and this and that and the other. Guess what? They want y'all. That's who they gonna feed off y'all. All y'all talking that stuff that have no clue about what's really about to happen and how it's going to empower you if you get yourself in position, instead of you sitting there cackling about all the things that they're gonna do, and you miss out on a golden opportunity. And they're going to be waiting for people like you to lock you into their system. So all the things that you perpetuate out your mouth will manifest into your reality. And it's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. So yeah, all that stuff y'all talking will be your reality. While there's other of us who see the opportunity, who did a little studying and some research over the past 4 to 5 years when humanity was on punishment and had to stay in the house. Some of us picked up some books. Some of us learned how to read charts. Some of us acquired a skill and said, there's gonna come a time when I'm gonna need to utilize this thing. And the time is now. Okay, now that we got that shit out the way. Now, I want to say something. Whatever's going to happen within the next 30 to 60 days is going to change some lives forever. Either way it goes. Okay, it's very unpredictable. It's unstable. We may not know how this thing is going to turn out. But if you get a little knowledge and wisdom and you can see the signs of the time ahead of you, then you can prepare. And like I said, you can hedge your bets and weigh it. Well, if it turned out this way, I got this safeguard. And if it turned out this way, I got that safeguard. You're the only one responsible and accountable for your future. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. What's about to happen? A transfer of wealth is about to happen. Damn it. Are you paying attention? Wake up in class. Wake up in class. No, a transfer of wealth is about to happen. They know it. The powers that be understand there's about to be a whole influx of wealthy people. And there's nothing that they can do about it. So what they're going to do is focus on those who are not tapped in, and they need a food source. And unfortunately, it's going to be those who aren't tapped in. Now, how is the transfer of wealth going to take place? Everything is indicating that in astrology. How is that so? Well, Taurus is the sign that rules money, work, wealth, fertility, things that possessions, things that you acquire, physical material possessions that you acquire in forms of things that hold value. That's the sign of Taurus. Why do you think they're using Taurus the bull in front of the stock exchange? All right, it's all symbolism. Now, I also talk about sidereal astrology and Western astrology. What is that? Well, tropical astrology kind of moves the planets ahead by 24 degrees. They're saying they're going according to the ecliptic. It's how they measure the movement of the sun around the constellations and so forth and so on. Well, anyway, it moves the shit 24 degrees ahead than where it actually is in the sky. This is important because this is the beginning of this exchange or this change. By the time Uranus actually goes into Taurus, because right now it's in Aries in sidereal timeline. You get a telescope, you look for the planet Uranus, it's going to say it's in the constellation of Aries, which is very important too. So I utilize both systems. Aries is also the beginning or the first or renewal. For the past 7 years, about 7 years, the planet Uranus, which rules technology, humanity, the masses, unconventional means, connectivity, the internet, is in the sign that rules money, possession, value, banks, banking systems. If you look at the past 7 years, you should have noticed there's been a big change when it comes to the money systems. The influx of it going up and down, the real estate market, which is also Taurus, real estate, real possessions, the up and down, the influx of all of that, that was Uranus causing disturbances. That's what Uranus does. It goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right. It's totally unpredictable and it affects masses of people. Now you got Jupiter entering into the party. Jupiter represents expansion. It can represent good luck, abundance, prosperity, knowledge, wisdom, application of knowledge and wisdom, or acquiring more knowledge and more wisdom in a certain industry in which it's in, or the jurisdiction or the sign that it's in, which is Taurus. So if Jupiter is in Taurus, it will expand everything Taurus. You following me? You following me? Put a 1 in the chat if you're following me, because I don't want to lose y'all. I'm trying to simplify this because I'm going somewhere. This is a journey. So put a 1 in the chat if you're following me. Awesome, awesome. Jupiter is getting closer and closer to where the planet Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. And when it gets within 5 degrees, the energy gets stronger and stronger. The past couple of days, cryptocurrency started to blow again, like it was predicted to do, because it does this in waves every 4 to 5 years. If you've been studying and learning about what exactly is crypto, right? Because many of you have no idea about it. Some of you are experts, know about shit. This ain't for you. This is not the advanced class. This is the beginner's class. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to get my people aware of what's going on and what might be taking place. Hypothetically. Allegedly. Okay, now, this is all happening at the end of this month and the beginning of next month. So when I make a video months in advance about certain things, that's to ring the bell for y'all to go out there and do some research. Start learning about what I'm talking about. It gives you time. This is back in October. I was telling you about this thing. Now, all right, now let's get into the meat and potatoes and shit, right? Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the pit. What is cryptocurrency? What does it do? What does it represent? What is it? What's the big deal? Is it a scam? Is it real? Is it that? There's a brother out on TikTok. His name is Calvin Hill. Make sure you get his real channel. He got like over 400,000 subscribers. That's how you know it's a real channel. This brother gives free lives. He's so knowledgeable, and he's become wealthy off of this trade. And he shares his information. He shares the knowledge. So go follow him to get all the little details to the questions that you have. I'm just here to point you into the direction. I'm not here to show. I'm never going to spoon feed you nothing. Because ain't nobody spoon feed me shit. I had to learn. I had to bake my own cake. I had to go shopping for the ingredients, learn how to cook and bake it. Now, I'm telling you to do the same thing. I'm going to give you information for you to go shopping, you to get you some ingredients and bake your own cake. Stop being so fucking lazy, y'all. Y'all want everybody to give you shit. That's why you wind up broke. Wind up having nothing because you're not putting in the work. You're not learning the skill. Because if you acquire a skill, can't nobody take it from you. No one can ever take your skill from you, your skill set. Sharpen your knives and acquire your skill and learn about markets. Learn about financial markets. Learn how to read a chart. And I'm gonna show you some things now about charts, how to read a chart, how to really look at it and understand what these markets are doing. Now I'm going to but let's go back to crypto. What is crypto? Cryptocurrency is so broad. It's really hard to break it down in just one thing. Basically, you're utilizing a whole new form of something of value that you can use in exchange. It has a monetary value of exchange that you can trade with, you can buy things with, you can acquire possessions with, and not only that, you can store it in what you call your own wallet, which makes you your own bank. No one has control over your money but you. You don't have to put it in a centralized bank. It is a decentralized market, meaning that it has no ownership. You are the owner of this piece of valuable instrument. Okay, it's a valuable instrument. Now, there's tons and millions and gazillions of coins. I'm going to show you or tell you which coin you need to be focused on. You need to be focused on a crypto that has utility. Okay? You need to focus on a cryptocurrency that has utility. What does that mean? It has a platform that it has use for. Okay, it's not just a coin. Bitcoin has absolutely no utility, but it's worth over $65,000 a coin. Why is that? Because it was the first on the market, and it created what we call the blockchain, right? It was first coin used on what they call a blockchain, which is a series of transactions that are kept on a ledger, an electronic ledger that no one can cheat you out of the money from. It can trace you. Yes, it can. It can, just like a credit card can trace every transaction you do. So can the blockchain. There's a form of safety with that, and there's a form of transparency with that many people don't like. Because cash, you could put cash under the table. One could record what you buy and things of that nature. This is a totally different system. It's totally transparent. But the thing about it is you can have full autonomy with this particular system, and you can create your own coin, which you can trade with one another. Nothing is stopping you from building or becoming your own bank. That's the value of Jupiter, Uranus, and Taurus. Uranus rules freedom, liberation for the people. Freedom, liberation, and what? Well, since it's in Taurus, money, possessions, things of value. You following me? Are you following me? Put a 1 in the chat if you following me. Put a 1 in the chat if you following me. If you understanding what I'm saying, I'm trying to make this as simple. So those of you who have no idea what this shit is about, get a little understanding of what this shit is about. Okay? All right. Now that you understand the position of Uranus, which represents the people, the masses, technology, and it is unstable. You don't know if it's coming or going, but the core value of what it means is that in the sign of Taurus that rules money, possessions, things that you acquire, banks, banking systems. Now you're going to bring in my man Jupiter in the building. That's going to expand it. It's going to touch a lot of people. And reason why it's unpredictable, because there's a transfer coming. There's a transfer. Let me show you how the transfer works. Once you find a coin that has utility, meaning it has a use, it has a purpose, it has an exchange where you can take other coins of value and you can exchange it for monetary, another coin of value. Let's say I got Shiba Inu, right? That's a coin. And it has its own platform where you can exchange its coins with, and you can utilize its coins in gaming, and certain places will accept it as a form of value or cash value. You can cash it all in for dollars, euros, pesos, right? You can take this particular coin and you can cash it in. You can exchange it for something of value. There's certain, maybe a car dealership say, we now accept Shiba Inu. And you've acquired the master amount of it. You can buy whatever it is that you're trying to buy with this particular coin. Other than just you relying on the dollar. You relying on a different standard of money. Now there are various standards of money. Now, how do you know which one will be here for the long run? You do some research on countries and economies that are adapting these coins. Now, everyone is talking about AI. AI this, AI that, AI the other. Have you looked into any companies that own certain forms of artificial intelligence? What platform are they on? Do they have their own cryptocurrency? A lot of people don't know that banks have been already preparing to switch over to a system called, I think it's called ISO 2022. Banks that have trillions of dollars at their disposal are switching their system over to a certain system. And there are coins that are already in place that are already adapted to this system. So if you got your hands on some of these cryptocurrencies that will be used on the system when the banks change over to it, you get a jump start on the game instead of waiting for it to be switched and they're telling you what coin you got to use on this system. You following me? Are you following me? It ain't their system. This is what I'm saying. You know, just like it's not their internet. This is what y'all not getting. This is a system that you can utilize for yourself. They don't own shit. They're trying to adapt to it. They are adapting to a system that's already in place. They don't own this. They don't own this, honey. Open source. Shout out to SAF. Shout out to SAF. You're listening to the conspiracy theorists and the fear mongers saying it's them and they and them and they scaring you. I think they're agents and they sent by the government to scare you so you can have no choice but to be on the system that they create. This thing is open to everybody to utilize and understand how it works and how you can make it work for you. Bottom line is this: everything is on a system. Your body is created of systems. Many of you have no idea about the 11 or 12 systems of the body. So you go to a doctor who practices medicine to tell you how to use your systems. You following me? Do you get me? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about here. Put a 1 in the chat if you get what I'm trying to say. When are you going to take control of the system? There's always systems in place. Let me tell you something. Yeah, when people say, oh, them and that, y'all sound like the people when they invented the television. That's the devil. Even though it is kind of the devil. You don't let that in your house. The devil is the television is the devil. Don't let the devil in your house. 50 years later, everybody got 500-inch square televisions in their house. Everything else, what I'm saying, everybody got the shit. Everybody got theater-sized screens in their house. Y'all be sounding like the people. First it was, the monetary system was sheeps and cows, cowrie shells. Something of value was always traded of something of value, right? Then they went to nickels and dimes and quarters, right? Gold and silver. Then they went to paper money. Y'all said the same shit. This ain't real money. This ain't real money. How many of y'all gonna take cash today? How many of y'all got some cash in your pockets right now? Then they went to, you know how long we've been on the digital system? How many people use their debit card today? How many people use the credit cards today? That's the chip. That's the mark of the base. You can't use the credit. Don't use credit. Don't use debit. How many people swipe today? I just want to know. Put a 1 in the chat if you swipe something today. Okay. How many people? Do you get cash when you go to work? And we get paid checks. How many get direct deposit? I'll wait. How many people get direct deposit? Y'all all talk this big shit, but you in the system. You utilize it every day. So you gonna wait until they implement whatever they're going to implement without you getting a jump start on the shit, without you doing some homework on the shit, without you acquiring. Because let me tell you something, those people who are acquiring certain coins that work on certain platforms, and when the banks have to put those trillions of dollars into these markets and you already holding X amount, what you think the value of that X amount gonna be when they have to pump all that money in that market? I'm just saying. And then so check this out. You have to learn how to read a chart to know when to pull out of the market and utilize that to get you what you need to sustain you and your family. Now, I hear a lot of people say this. People say, you got to buy gold. You got to buy silver, right? That's that on one side. You got to buy gold. You got to buy silver. It's the only thing of value. Then you got people on this side saying, you can't eat gold. You can't eat silver. You need food and this and that and the other. Let me tell you this. You can't eat gold. You can't eat silver. You can't eat crypto. But I bet you can acquire some land with that gold, with that silver, with that crypto, and you can feed your family on that land for the rest of their lives. There's always going to be an exchange of value. Somebody is going to need something in regards to something. Whether it's you bartering water, pork chops, grapes, apples, you're going to need something to exchange something for something. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all need to think about this shit, man, and do some homework. Stop being with the fear mongers, because you know what, the fear mongers, they're gonna be with the rest of y'all in line, because you owe your money in the bank, and they gonna pull a plug because they have to in order to switch over. They got to figure out how we gonna do this. It got to be a shock value, Uranus. It got to be unexpected, Uranus. It ain't going to be on the April 8th at 6 o'clock. It's going to be shock value, unexpected, out of nowhere, and it's going to be a large sum of it, Jupiter, that's going to be making a switch pretty much overnight. Where you going to be in this dynamic? How you going to hedge your bet in this dynamic? When are you going to start picking up a book, going on a website, understanding and learning about what things do and how they move? No, I don't have no class, but I'm gonna just go point y'all to people who are experts and who have made millions of dollars off of this. Calvin Hill, this brother is on. I think he's called. His name is Calvin Hill. Watch out for the fake pages. I recommend everybody to go watch his videos, tune into his live. I think he's a Virgo, the way he breaks it down and keeps it simple, and he's funny as hell. He's a real brother too, real down-to-earth brother. I love his personality. I love how he simplifies things, and he gives the detail in the backgrounds of coins that are backed by artificial intelligence platforms, forms that are backed by currency exchanges, gaming, all of this technology. Do you think technology is going away in the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius rules technology? We went from an agricultural age to an industrial age to an age of information and technology. We have progressed as human beings. The thing is, don't you be a slave to the system. Matter of fact, you master your systems. Y'all feel what I'm talking about? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because y'all quick to call, oh, you an agent. You must be for the system. No, I'm for us creating our own system. This will give us so much power in the thought, because they know that they're not going to be able to stop the influx of wealth that's going to be taking place to people who got to jump start on this shit. They know that. So they're going to focus on all the rest of y'all that's talking, this is scam, it's this, and they this, and they that. They licking their fingers for y'all. For the sheep, for the flock that's not doing any kind of using their mind to learn and to get information. All right. So I'm going to show you some. Can I flip the camera? Is there any way to flip the camera on this thing? Y'all know I'm new at this game. I'm trying to flip. Yeah, I'm going to flip the camera because I'm going to show you some websites you can go to get information on certain things. Okay. All right. And it's really not hard to do. And understand, right? Let's understand where we at, what we doing with this thing. Where you can just start to get information. So, to start to get some information, you want to go here. Let's see if this works. All right, flip the camera. This is a website called coinmarketcap.com. This is a great starting place where you can get started to learn about cryptocurrencies, the rankings, the categories, the global charts, the historical snapshots. Everything you want to learn is right here. The exchanges, what spot exchange means, derivatives, DEXs. There's a community here. You can get involved and start learning and understanding. There's a monitor here. Let me see if you can see there's a monitor. There's a monitor here that says Fear and Greed Index. This is how they monitor people's emotions when they jump into these markets. Right now, we're at extreme greed, meaning that crypto has taken off so much that everybody's greedy and they want to get in it now. The This is the last time. You do not want to buy. This is the worst time to buy anything when the index is at extreme greed. You want to buy when it's over here in the red, when it's extreme fear. When you start hearing, oh my God, the markets is crashing. Crypto has crashed. Crypto has crashed. Go get your checkbooks, your debit cards, your bank, and all the stocks that you have been researching. Let's go to crypto. Let's start here. Where was I? Crypto. Let's go to rankings. Let's go to the rankings, right?